This may have happened to you. You ask for an item on the menu, then the server gives you a look like you've butchered the pronunciation. Embarrassing, right? Well, help is on the way. Here are some food names that are commonly mispronounced, and the key to saying them correctly. Sriracha is a Thai hot sauce you see basically everywhere, thanks to its mouth-watering combination of chili peppers and garlic. It has notes of sweet, sour, and salty, and a heat level that's just friendly enough to make it truly versatile. The first R in the word is not pronounced at all. The sauce is thought to have originated in the Thai town of Sriracha, which takes its name from Sanskrit for glory to our king. For real authenticity, each syllable should carry a separate emphasis. Though most Americans say Sriracha, the experts point out the correct pronunciation in the documentary named for the famous sauce. Acai berries are a fruit harvested from a type of palm tree that grows in Central and South America. The dark berries look like oversized blueberries and are the current darling of smoothie enthusiasts. Acai has a rich taste you'll often see featured in bottled juice blends and touted for their superfood status. The berry's antioxidants are thought to help fight cholesterol, promote weight loss, and much more. The way acai is spelled might tempt you to pronounce the name of this fruit Acai or Acai, but the C is soft. Worcestershire, a fermented savory sauce of vinegar, anchovies, molasses, tamarind, and spices, may have its roots in India or ancient Rome, but it became famous when it was produced and bottled in the town of Worcester, in the county of Worcestershire, England. It adds a salty umami depth to soups, stews, chili, or a perfect grilled cheese sandwich. It's also a common ingredient in Caesar salad and Bloody Mary cocktails. The name only has 3 syllables. In the UK, the sauce is also commonly referred to as Worcester sauce, so you could even shorten it down to 2 syllables.
Worcestershire? Now that sounds fancy.
It's Worcestershire.
Paczki are Polish-filled donuts made with a dense, egg-enriched dough. The filling is usually a fruit jam, but custard and cream versions are also common. Like pancakes, they are traditionally enjoyed by many on the last day before Lent, as a way to use up fat and sugar before fasting. The secret ingredient is just a little alcohol, which stops the donuts from becoming too oily during frying. To most eyes, the spelling of Paczki offers few clues to the pronunciation, so just remember it's pretty close to Paczki. Also, Paczki is plural, just one is a pączek. Gyros are a combination of lamb and beef that's ground, seasoned, and pressed together. The mixture is then cooked rotisserie style. After cooking, the meat is suspended on a pole so it can be spun while thin slices are shaved from it for sandwiches and meal platters. Often served with pita bread, the G is not pronounced at all. So if you've been doing that, you can lay down that burden.
Good news. Gyro guy's back.
Beignets are fried dough fritters made from a delicate yeast dough and fried in hot oil until they puff up to become light as air donuts. When they're ready, they're topped with a heavy dusting of powdered sugar. Beignets are famous in New Orleans, but their history goes back to ancient Rome. New Orleans beignets have been an icon of the French market coffee scene since Café du Monde started serving them in 1862. Like in many words of French origin, some of the consonants, the G and the T specifically, are not pronounced. Just think of how you'll say yay when you get to have some beignets. Gnocchi are soft dumplings served with fresh sauces and grated cheese, usually made with rice potatoes, and popular in Italy as an alternative to pasta. Before potatoes came to Europe, gnocchi were most likely made with flour or even breadcrumbs. Don't pronounce the G. The name likely comes from the Italian word for a knot in wood. A gnocchio, like in Pinocchio. Gnocchi is also the plural. A single piece is a gnocco. A fish stew from the Provence region of France, Bouillabaisse is set apart from other regional fish soups and stews by the fennel, orange, and saffron that flavor the broth. The Mediterranean dish can include a variety of fish from eel and halibut, to sole and whiting, to shellfish like mussels, crab, and lobster. The 2 L's combine into a Y sound, as you'll often find in French words when they're preceded by an I, so if you pronounce them as L sounds, it will totally give away that you've never been to Provence. If you love licorice, you'll like anise, sometimes called aniseed. The tiny seeds come from an herb plant of the same name and are used to flavor both savory and sweet dishes, including biscotti and sausage. Anise is also the distinct taste in ouzo, the popular Greek liqueur, and other licorice liqueurs like Pernod and Sambuca. You might hear someone pronounce it as anise, but the I is soft. Now you can order up these spices like a pro. There's an art to eating a bowl of pho, a popular Vietnamese noodle soup. Don't overdo the condiments, or you'll miss the essence of the special broth that the abundant helping of rice noodles and succulent pieces of meat are swimming in. The bone broth has nuanced spices such as star anise and cinnamon. The bowl is often garnished with a big pile of fresh herbs and vegetables that include green onions, cilantro, basil, slices of fresh hot peppers, bean sprouts, and lime wedges. Don't let a long O try to sneak its way into your pronunciation. It's got no business there whatsoever. Just cut it off.
And at last we can enjoy one of their finest achievements, pho.
Pho?
Grind fresh coffee beans super fine and send a quick high-pressure shot of steaming hot water through them, and you've got espresso. Espresso isn't made with a special type of coffee bean. The water pressure and the size of the grind are what make it possible. These miniature cups of intense coffee have a rich, foamy head on top called the crema, and contrary to popular belief, contain less caffeine than a regular cup of coffee. There's no X in espresso. In English, we say express, but in the Italian version of the word, the X is an S. The bright red fruit atop a sundae always beckons so enticingly. While they may start out innocently enough when they are picked from the tree, maraschino cherries undergo a process of bleaching, dyeing, and curing in high-fructose corn syrup to achieve their shiny, bright look. You might want to say maraschino, but don't. The sh actually makes a K sound. And before you get all triggered and start posting in the comments, we're talking the true pronunciation, as in the Italian word. Yes, in the US, you'll often hear the she syllable, but back in the old world, it is indeed maraschino. Poke is a Hawaiian dish of seasoned and marinated raw fish, similar to Japanese sashimi. It's usually made with ahi tuna, though octopus is also a common ingredient. Poke has grown in popularity as a protein-rich alternative to a salad, often served on a bed of grains or greens. From the Hawaiian word meaning chunk, the word is pronounced as if there were an acute accent over the E, like in Pokemon. It otherwise has no connection to Pokemon, by the way. Raita is a creamy condiment that combines yogurt, cucumber, and cumin, and is a mainstay in Indian cuisine. It plays the role of a cooling palate cleanser, eaten between tastes of other boldly flavored or spicy dishes. It's only 2 syllables, and the AI diphthong creates a long I sound. Remember that, and you're sure to get it Raita. Fresh turmeric looks a lot like a dark version of ginger on the outside. Inside, however, its deep orange color is revealed. The spice is enjoying a moment in the spotlight due to the potential antioxidant benefits of curcumin, a compound found within. Researchers are studying turmeric and curcumin's effect on heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, and more. The preferred pronunciation includes both R's, but don't feel bad if you've been saying turmeric. Lots of people do it, even professionals.
I brought my own dressing.
You really can't be doing that.
Oh, this is the last time, I promise. It contains extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of lemon, and a hint of turmeric.
If you've got an old, tough chicken that needs to be cooked, coq au vin is the ticket. It will turn what might otherwise be a failure into a dinner of fall-off-the-bone tender chicken and vegetables, infused with the flavors of its wine-braising liquid. This French dish, which literally translates from French as rooster with wine, is prepared with mushrooms, bacon, onions, and carrots. Just remember that coq au vin is 3 French words. And really, if you went with the van instead of the va sound, a Frenchman would probably completely shame you. Just don't use vin. And though it may be helpful to know the words for rooster and with, the most important to remember is definitely va, the word for wine. Rooibos is an herbal tea made from a South African plant. The name means red bush in Afrikaans, and though the plant isn't especially red, the dried oxidized leaves are a reddish-brown color. It's naturally caffeine-free, making it a popular alternative for anyone trying to avoid or cut back on caffeine. Don't be fooled into saying Rooibos. Also, the word is sometimes spelled with a ch on the end, but it's still pronounced boss, not bosh. Jicama is the starchy edible root of a Mexican vine, sometimes called the Mexican potato or the Mexican yam. It's similarly versatile with a sweet, nutty flavor, and it's popular in both Latin American and Asian cuisines. It can be used for just about anything you'd use potatoes for, including chips and fries. It can also be eaten raw. The name is Spanish, so non-Spanish speakers may want to think of that J as an H. Foie gras is the liver of a goose or duck fattened up to make it especially buttery. The liver is enlarged to up to 10 times its normal size by force feeding. Many consumers condemn that practice as a form of animal abuse, though there's some debate as to whether the animals actually suffer. Some attempts have been made to produce foie gras without force feeding, but it's hard to come by. The name is French for fat liver. Drop the S and rhyme the syllables. Dulce de leche is a sweet, sticky caramel spread made by slowly heating condensed milk to caramelize the sugars. The name literally means sweet for milk. The word uses the Latin American pronunciation of dulce with a soft C, rather than the European Spanish ch sound, as it's believed to have originated in Argentina. You probably know this hard Italian cheese with a crystalline structure and a strong salty flavor, made from grass and hay-fed cow's milk that's collected at night and skimmed in the morning. The correct pronunciation, Parmesan, is actually a bit controversial. It's the French name for an Italian cheese, so it should carry the French pronunciation. Italian immigrants living in North America may explain why it's often pronounced Parmesan, echoing the correct pronunciation of the Italian name, Parmigiano.
Founded by Benjamin Franklin in 1772, undoubtedly a great man's greatest accomplishment.
Are you aware that he helped popularize Parmesan cheese in America?
Bruschetta are small toasted breads. They're typically rubbed with garlic and brushed with olive oil, then cooked over coals or in the oven until lightly charred. Bruschetta can be served plain, but are often served with toppings like chopped tomatoes and basil or sautéed mushrooms. Many people say bruschetta, which is fine at the Olive Garden. But if you're roaming around Tuscany and you want to fit in with the locals, you might do well to know that the ch is pronounced as a K sound. In Brazil, a Caipirinha is the cocktail you're practically required to drink. It's made with the country's national liquor, cachaça, as well as limes, sugar, and ice. Muddling limes for the drink releases the juices and essential oils, and brings a very forward citrus flavor. Watch out though, these tasty, bright cocktails pack an unexpectedly potent punch. If you're having trouble ordering one, break it up into syllables, remembering that the last I has a long E sound, and the last ha is pronounced ya, not ha. Banh mi combines the Vietnamese and French food traditions. A French baguette is the inspiration for the soft on the inside, crusty on the outside loaf the sandwich is built on. Pâté is one traditional meat filling for the sandwich, but almost any roasted meat can be used. The Vietnamese part is the vegetables. Pickled carrots, daikon radishes, cucumbers, and cilantro are piled on top of the meat and bring a distinct tangy sweet flavor. Avoid saying banh mi if you order one. Just remember it sounds pretty close to banh mi. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more MASH videos about your favorite foods are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.